What's good, Ken Folk? It's your boy Dom. Hey, we back in the garage, but I'm not gonna do a cigar review video. I actually wanted to talk about some things that I like to use when I smoke my cigars. Let's talk about accessories today. In the cigar world, there's plenty of cigar cutters that we can use to cut our cigars. I'm gonna talk about cutters that I like to use and maybe which ones are my favorite. So without further ado, let's go into our first one. So let's paint the scene real quick. You're in a cigar lounge or in your garage and you don't have a cigar cutter. What are we gonna do? We're gonna act like a Neanderthal. We're just gonna bite it.
Gross.
Looks like a bad idea. You're right. Now that clearly is not my favorite method, but now that I got your attention, let's go into the punch cut. I got this really cool lighter by Zi-Fi. The cutter on this lighter is really cool because it's like so many different tools in one, which I won't get into today because today we're talking about cutters. But at the bottom of this lighter here, you'll find a really cool little punch. If you don't have any tools on you, just got your lighter, just remember that some of these cigar lighters have cool little punches on them, and there you go. The really cool thing about punching your cigar is when you're smoking your cigar, the narrower the narrow hole that the cigar punch produces will create a more concentrated flavor in the cigar as you smoke it, which is really cool too. So if you don't have one, go get one. Now that we got that one out of the way, let's talk about my favorite cutter, which is the straight cut or guillotine cut. Now this is the most worldly wide known cigar cutter that you'll find because it's the basic cigar cutter that you use when you cut your cigar. It's just a straight cut, which guillotine cut, like back in the day, in medieval days, when they put somebody's head in a guillotine and chopped it off. No! That's basically what you're doing to your cigar. What you're not gonna do when you use the guillotine cut your cigar all the way down here. But again, that's for another video. We're just talking about cutters today. So there's different type of cutters that can get you a guillotine cut. There's scissor cutters, there's straight cutters just like this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But when I talk about straight cut, I'm typically using something like this that's handheld, and I can just clip it down. It's gonna give me a nice straight cut. You'll see me in my videos, I use my favorite one from Calibri, as this one right here. I love this tool. It gets a little bit pricey, but it's worth it, and it's self-sharpening and it lasts a long time. Here's the thing I'm gonna show you. If you did a hole punch in your cigar, and then let's say the hole punch isn't working quite right, you're not getting enough smoke out of your cigar, you can still cut this cigar just a little bit lower than what you have here. Just make sure you don't go too far in the shoulder of the cigar. Demonstration. And there we go. Cigar is not damaged at all, and we can continue smoking the cigar and probably have a more open cigar. Which brings me to my point of why we use guillotine cigars, because it gives you a nice open session in your cigar, allow more flavors to flow through the cigar, and you can get quite an open draw from the cigar as well. Next up on my list is we have the V-cut. A lot of folks swear by the V-cut, and a lot of people like the V-cut. V-cut is really cool because it gives you a lot of different options in your cut too. It's not just one standard V. You can get a V-cut, you can get a cross cut, and you can also get a crown cut out of your V-cut. I'll try to post some pictures down here, that way you can show you all of these different cuts that you can get from a V-cut. Here we are in our scenario where I'm not getting enough pull from my cigar and I need just a little bit more. Here we go. I can go straight in with this V-cut, give it a cut. And all this V-cut is doing is creating a groove inside of your cigar. It's going to allow you to have an even more expressive draw in your cigar that allow more flavor flow to go. So of course we want to enjoy our cigar. Why not use the best thing you can get, which could be a V-cut? You'll have to figure out which cutter's best for you. Next on the list, scissor cutters or razor cutters. Really cool cutters that you can find online. They really play into the artistry of cigar, or they're really the connoisseur of cigars. If you want to get just a little bit more, pinky up in your cigar smoking, you can also find something as simple as this, and this probably only costs you about $2 or $3. The only issue I have with cigar cutters like this is they dole out really fast, and you'll find yourself damaging a lot of cigars before you even get to smoke them. So sometimes I don't even mess with stuff like this. Which brings me to this point. If you are so confused with cigar cutters and just can't get it right, go find yourself a safety cutter, which is something that looks like this, which won't allow you to push your cigar through the cutter. It actually stops you right where it needs to be, and it cuts the cigar exactly where it needs to cut it without you going too far in your cigar. The only thing you have to worry about with this cigar cutter is the fact that you could get a gauge that is a little bit too big and won't fit in this cigar cutter. You just have to use your judgment there, but definitely have one of these in your box. Last but not least is this really cool cutter my wife bought me a few years ago for Father's Day from Calibri. This is a tabletop cutter which has two options to it. So with a simple push of this button here, it rises up and you can give yourself a V-cut, or you can do a straight or a guillotine cut, which is really nice. But you have to be careful because a lot of these I think cut a little bit too far into the cigar, so be very careful on your tabletop cutters and what you use. But that being said, those are some of the cigar cutters that I use here in my garage when I'm in my sessions. If you guys have any questions or have anything to add or offer to this video, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what cigar cutters you use and what's your favorite. If you guys are liking what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time at the Kindred Leaf cigar page. See you next time.